Hey Monique, it's Marco. This is week 3 homework assignment. I'm going to start off by giving a brief summary of the lecture in class. And yeah, I have my notes, and so I'm going to kind of be reading them. Hopefully one of these days I can memorize them. So there are 3 types of voice registers. It's the speaking, the calling, or mixed voice, and then the head voice. And there's falsetto and head voice. Basically the difference is falsetto is like a breathy, kind of more weaker sounding voice, very airy, and then a head voice is richer with more color, and basically it's where the points of resonance are, and also the vocal cords on the head voice, they're in sync, so they're touching each other and vibrating together, and then with the falsetto, they're barely touching, and that's why a lot of breath can go through, because they're barely touching. So it leaves a passage open for breath to come out, which gives it that airy kind of sound. And then the resonator placements. There's the larynx, the pharynx, the mouth, the nasal cavity, and the chest resonance. And the larynx is where the pitch originates. The pharynx is the back of the throat, and the mouth, you can manipulate the sound with the tongue and the jaw. And also overtones. I learned quite a bit about overtones. And pretty much sound is produced by energy and vibratory motion, and the vibrations of those energy waves are actually the sound that you hear. So every time that a note is played, like for example on a piano, the strings from the notes, they vibrate. So if I play a C, then that string will vibrate, so you'll hear the whole sound of the C, but then also the way that the energy waves move, it cuts the string into segments. So first it's the sound of one half of the C and the other half, and then into thirds, quarters, and then eighths, and it's pretty much like to infinity, or it's seemingly so. And pretty much there's enharmonic and harmonic tones. Enharmonic tones are like, if I just hit this, is irregular vibrations, and then a harmonic tone is the sound of a musical tone, pretty much. And there's a tonic note, which is the fundamental, and that represents just the beginning of the series that you're in. And all the series follow a particular pattern, I believe, which is there's the fundamental note, the octave above that, and then the 5th note, the 4th, and the 3rd. So for C, if we're in the C series, C harmonic series, it would be C, so I'll just say middle C, and then the octave above that, which is that C, and then it'll be the G after the fundamental note of middle C, so it'll be G, and then the 4th would be F, and then the 3rd will be E. And that's pretty much what the overtones are. And one thing I forgot to mention was timbre, and why it's so important. Timbre is pretty much the sound quality or the tone, the coloration of it, whether it's dark or bright color. And that's really important for singers, because for songs like blues, it's a darker tone than something more light, like, you know, my reference in musical theater, because that's just kind of what I sound like. It's brighter typically. And so that's very important for actors and singers to know what kind of tone quality they should have. And so yeah, that's enough about overtones.